Good morning, gentlemen. Great to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you for talking about the last offshore energy exhibition and conference in Amsterdam. As promised, let me propose you an excerpt from my talk with Mrs. Bardelet-Poe, Miriam Bardelet-Poe, from Energy Transition Fund at Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, a fund that is connected to CWP Global, the renewable energy developer in Mauritania, and its ambitious program of 30 gigawatt green hydrogen project in our country. Because the panel, Hydrogen, the Great Connector, moderated by Paul Delio, Director of Energy Transition Institute, gathered also Eric Venix from Deloitte, Lex de Groot from Neptune Energy, and Martin Charles Olson from Vergia. The panelists agreed that hydrogen will play a very important role, especially in hard-to-abate sectors, and that it is a given that hydrogen is a connector to other markets. But she added that the question of hydrogen economy and business model are yet to be answered. Mrs. Miriam Bardelet-Poe stated that although onshore projects show that there is a very good combination between wind and solar, however, the costs at the moment seem very high. So for these two technologies, there is still a bit of time to go. That's why my talk with her was about the CWP project in Mauritania, as well as the Netherlands renewable energy developers and the requirements of the European investment funds to support these projects. Listen to the excerpt.
I'm going to go here in the front first, and then I'll come back later on. Go that way now.
Mohamed Mamoune from the private sector in Mauritania. Mauritania is located between Senegal and Morocco, West and North Africa. CWP is signing a contract of $40 trillion to develop the hydrogen in Mauritania. Now we are assisting to Total, Chariot, Shell, all these measures coming for the development of the hydrogen. Last week, the exhibition conference, CWP made the announcement of good results about the feasibility study they were doing. We are assisting now to German, French, and Spanish companies coming to Mauritania, as you said, Eric, to develop the market, because the Mauritanian government is giving a lot of priorities and advantages to the international companies. My question is, Netherlands, Dutch companies are not present in that project. Can we expect them to come, or Mauritania or North Africa are not priorities of these companies?
Okay, panel, who's positioned to answer that? Miriam?
I cannot comment on the Dutch side of things, but I'd say that at least in the Energy Transition Fund, we currently have a development, very large scale in Morocco, that we hope would use the good solar and wind resource to transform hydrogen into green ammonia. And we're also investing in Oman. We also have very good relations with CWP, and we can understand the thinking behind their projects of tapping on good natural resources in areas that there is not extensive needs for local demand. I definitely believe that the decarbonization in Europe cannot be achieved only with the resources that we have in Europe, and therefore imports will be necessary. But in that context, I still believe that when we look at hydrogen as the end use of Power-to-X, hydrogen produced locally in the North Sea based on offshore wind will be competitive with other forms of hydrogen, for example, transport as ammonia and crack back to hydrogen here. So I really see two different applications for the end product of these different projects.
The panel ended with the conclusion that the industry does not need to strive for the best, but rather go for the good things, take action, make it happen in the short term, and not wait only for the large-scale projects. So we need to accelerate that, other than we have done in the past with gas and coal. They concluded that the energy transition, and especially this hydrogen transition, can be built efficiently, faster, cheaper, and with less emission if we build it on existing knowledge, if we build it on existing assets. Thank you for listening. Thank you for inviting me.